guys, welcome back to Close Gamers. I'm Pete.
I'm McD.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Cal.
We're back for another trailer reaction. This time it is Secret Invasion. This is the second trailer, official trailer that has come out. I know there's been like a TV spot or two.
Oh, really?
But this show, the next iteration of the Marvel Cinematic Universe here on Disney+. This is a show, I was talking to you guys earlier before we started recording, that I'm extremely excited for. Probably have a little too high of hopes, but I'm like really into this because this is a great storyline of Secret Invasion, the idea of the Skrulls infiltrating all levels of government. Skrulls, of course, shape-shifting aliens, so you can have the memories and the appearance of the person that you take over, as long as there's a physical touch there.
Okay.
And, you know, limited physical, actual memories, but there's a lot there. And I'm excited to see what happens here. How long has this been going on? Is this like in the blip or post-blip kind of stuff of where this takes place? Of course, we got Kobe Smulders coming back as Agent Hill. You know, Samuel Jackson is Nick Fury in here. Emilia Clarke for the first time is joining the MCU. So there's a lot of great actors and actresses that are going to be a part of the show. Probably Ben Mendelsohn. He's coming back to play Talos, right? So there's a lot of familiarity too from when we saw him last in Captain Marvel, and then one of the second Spider-Man we saw him at the end. Nick T, quick thoughts. I don't know if you've seen anything of Secret Invasion. Any thoughts going into this trailer?
So I hadn't really, I knew it was like announced, but I didn't know anything really about it other than like it's Skrulls being infiltrating government. But I hadn't seen, and it was kind of out of sight, out of mind until actually Emilia Clarke was the one that like retweeted it, the trailer. I was like, oh wow, she's in it, and like immediately I was like, I'm in. Like I think she's a great actress, and you know I'm just excited to see her as part of the MCU. So like immediately that jumped out to me, and even just seeing, I didn't watch the trailer yet, but seeing like the first opening still there, I'm like, I don't know, I like the cam work already. Like I don't know, it looks nice.
The tone of this, especially for the first trailer, it seems rather serious from what we've gotten a while. Dill, any thoughts going in?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no.
I mean, sure.
I like the. I saw the first trailer. I like the more serious tone. It feels like a different vibe than we've gotten with She-Hulk, with you know, Hawkeye. So yeah, I'm excited.
Cal.
I honestly did not know much about this going in, so I'm just kind of excited to watch and see what I can learn from the small little bit that's going to be on TV.
And a big Game of Thrones fan you are, so you get to see Emilia Clarke.
Yes, I am excited to see Emilia Clarke.
The funny part about the MCU at this point, before we start, is they've been going on so long with so many movies that we're running out of top-tier actors and actresses.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that we're actually seeing her join it for the first time.
Yeah.
Guys, we're going to react to this trailer, and then we'll talk more after, so without further ado, here we go.
Fury.
Yes.
Since
I mean,
you've been gone,
maybe he wants someone was playing if you're a Skrull.
mine's worse.
Oh my god. Okay.
All right.
How do you think I came back?
Yeah, he's been member up on the kind of sword space station over.
You're in no shape for this fight that lies before us, old friend.
Such a creepy shot.
Yeah.
This is personal.
Very few of us know
very
how the
serious.
wars fought in the shadows that have raged
Oh,
on this planet.
Mark Freeman.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Do you feel responsible?
She's kind of, I feel like, mentally playing him a lot there.
Where are the Avengers?
Samuel Jackson in this, like with the beard and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's one I have to fight
Yeah.
alone.
This seems insane.
You're the most wanted man on the planet.
Hello, Rhodey.
You know what they have planned for you?
The great Nick Fury.
Look at that shot.
What is that?
Cool, man. It's like a super scroll.
One last fight.
Oh, fix the collar a little bit. Pop the collar a little bit. I love that. And June 21st.
Fury
that, at least in my opinion, that looked great.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
love that they kept this. You know, there's going to be some, comedy somewhere, but this seems to be like, man, we are serious in what we're portraying because
Yep.
espionage, all of that stuff. Those are very serious tones, but also it makes you question so much
Makes you
about
question
what you're
everything.
watching.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's a possibility we could watch an entire episode. We think it's one way that we're with those characters, and they're not even those characters.
Right, it just
And I think
yeah.
that element of this, when of course, we're going to react to the show, I think that's going to be so much fun to finally. I feel like for the first time in a while, theorize on one of these Marvel
Yes.
shows.
Yeah.
It won't be so clear cut of what is going on. Cal, I'll go to you first. You said you didn't have a lot of familiarity about this entire project in general.
Yeah.
You see at least that little 2-minute snippet. What are you thinking?
It looks intense, man. I mean, Fury, he looks badass. He really does. And I think it's cool to kind of see him come back as, like, the most wanted man in the world, basically. And like you said, you just don't know who is who, what's going on. Like, you could be planning this whole, thing with someone that you think is your ally and is completely not and could foil everything in 1 minute. You know what I mean? It's
For
just,
sure.
it's it's going to leave you on the edge of your seat because you really, truly never know kind of where it's going to go and who's on your side and even who is who. So I think it's a really cool.
It's
like
great.
it.
It's
It's really cool.
It's a great vibe, and I like that the point that they keep harping on here is you've been gone a long time.
Yeah.
Saying the Fury, like things have changed,
Yes.
right? And in some ways, your project up there, kind of to get away from everything, going up to Sword, you've kind of lost the scope, the handle on
What's going on?
what is going on here, and we've seen this
Yeah.
really since the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. from Captain America: Winter Soldier, right?
Right,
All
yes.
the way back in 2014.
A lot
Like,
unraveled.
the way
Yeah.
Fury
Yeah.
was, as he says in Age of Ultron, his eyes and ears that he used to have everywhere, he doesn't have that anymore. And we've seen Samuel L. Jackson himself kind of phase out of the MCU a lot
Yeah.
in a lot of these big projects. Like he's popped up here and there, but for the most part, we spent more time with young Fury in Captain Marvel
Yep.
than we actually did with our current, present, everyday Fury. And getting back to that character, what has happened to him? I mean, he looks more grizzled than ever. The beard is grown out. He, in some of those shots, he looks beaten and
Yeah.
like broken.
Yeah.
Like in terms of he can't. I don't think he has grasped that he has let this happen. He kind of blames himself for that.
Yeah.
Nick T, what were your thoughts upon reacting? to that?
I love the trailer. Well, first of all, I love any show that's like question everything.
Mhm.
And to go hand in hand with that, the trailer didn't give it was very vague. It didn't give us a whole lot,
No,
which
I like that.
think for a show like this, it ought to. I don't want any questions answered in this trailer.
Yeah.
True.
Because I need to be able to go in and be surprised at every turn. I need to question everything at every turn, like you said. Like maybe the characters we're with aren't even the characters themselves.
Yeah.
Love that kind of stuff. Visually, it looks great. I think visually looks like really serious and like. I'm just excited to be watching a project that like really follows Nick Fury. I think it's going to be, and maybe even if it's a little misleading and we don't follow Nick Fury all that much, and it's more
Right.
Emilia Clarke's character, I'll be cool with that too.
Yeah.
It's cool to see either a new character or a return of someone that we haven't spent much time with.
I think it will stick with him a lot, and it'll actually be him. They keep hyping it up. They use a lot of similar shots as the first trailer, but they keep using a couple lines in there. Like he says, "This is my fight. I have to fight it alone," and that goes into the mistrust that he would have for everyone around him.
Yep.
This will be, in my opinion, I think, very Fury centric. Like I don't think they're going to get away from
I
that.
love
Of
that.
course, you'll deal with all your other characters, how they tie in them, Agent Hill and
Yeah.
Billy Clark's character, Ben Mendelsohn, like all that stuff. But this is about him, what he blames himself for, what he didn't see coming, given that he had previous interactions
Yeah.
with Skrulls back in the 90s.
Right.
Now look what they've done. How far has this gone? I think those are going to be just, I can't wait to dive into this. Especially that it feels, all the other stuff is fun, right? Egyptian gods and all this stuff, but this feels I can have a grounded show again.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's a nice taste to get back to some of that spy thriller.
Something we really haven't had since what?
It's
Like-
been a bit, probably since really Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's been a while to have that. Dill, your thoughts when you saw that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I agree with what as a lot of people have, a lot of what has been said here. Sorry, it's been a long day. Something that I like to kind of echo your point about realism is you have the shot of it looked like the Russia, maybe the Moscow with the buildings, at least the design, the architecture.
Southern Europe.
And then you had the explosion.
Yeah.
You also had, I would imagine, an escort of someone important getting missiled and blowing up. I feel like subtly they're trying to tell you that this is, and there's a shot right there, that this has become a global problem, and how
for sure.
far expanding of an issue this is. And it does feel like terrorism in a way, and that is grounded in reality. So yeah, very excited for the show.
No,
The
it's
series, so.
it's a good point to focus on because the whole point of the Secret Invasion storyline is they infiltrate every level of government, but they hit specific spots that can tumble world governments, world organizations, security organizations,
Oh my God.
and even in the comics, some of the Avengers themselves were Skrulls, and those original Avengers were taken off like to some space prison and all that stuff.
Oh my
happened.
God.
And we didn't know that for all this time. There's big moments that there's a few iterations of Secret Invasion, but there's big moments of like Captain America and other people like they were Skrulls. How long has this been? Like I don't know how far we'll get into that because if we're in the post-flip era, the Avengers really aren't a thing anymore, right? We're going to see them formed at some point down the line. There's even that little article there that says, where are the Avengers, right? Nobody has any idea because the whole world has changed. And I'm assuming this is a post-flip world.
Yeah. It's
And even that article, I think, was in Spanish. So.
It might have been French.
Or French.
Yeah,
So again,
something like
global,
that. But it's a global issue because they were a global organization even after the Sokovia Accords. That stuff of diving into, all right, well, we don't have these godlike characters to protect us. How would we as humans get back to old-fashioned spy work and solve this global invading force that has infiltrated our governments? I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So, guys, let us know what you thought of the reaction here for Marvel's Secret Invasion. This is the second trailer, the official trailer. Man, I can't believe the other one was 6 months ago. Time has gone fast.
Yep.
This show comes out, I think it was June 21st, so we're very close, about 2.5 months away from this debuting. I'm super excited to that, and of course, when it comes out, we will react to it right here on the channel. Guys, like the video, subscribe, share with your friends if you'd be so kind, and until next trailer reaction, thanks for watching.
Thank you.